Alert, American Eagle Outfitters getting its wings clipped at this hour. Shares are falling right now by about 15.5% after the retailer lowered its annual comparable sales forecast. Didn't help that JP Morgan downgraded the stock to neutral from overweight. But, you know, you're talking about retailers, clothing. Contrast that with rival Gap, which shot up on November 22nd after it lifted its annual sales forecast, prompting JP Morgan to raise the stock to overweight from neutral. Gap has suddenly been reinvigorated thanks to a cooler vibe generated by celebrity fashion designer Zac Posen, who was named Chief Creative Officer back in February. But even before that, a collab, see if you're cool, you say collab and not collaboration. A collab with Cult Gaia, this is a trendy clothing and accessory design site, set sales afire. The LA-based It Brands Gap line includes the sold-out iconic Gap sweatshirt swapped with the word Gaia instead of Gap. Joining us now in a Fox Business exclusive, because I got one right here, is Cult Gaia designer and founder. You can't, it's so cool that you can barely read the Cult Gaia.
We did it on purpose. We like things to be a little bit discreet and subtle, yeah.
Jasmine
Good to see you.
Larian Heckman, the founder and head of Cult Gaia. Jasmine, how did this collaboration with the Gap come about? I'm really interested because, you know, I wouldn't say that your brands are similar, if you know what I mean. Yours is kind of high-end and hip and trendy.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. They reached out and I was super excited. We're very particular about who we collaborate with. And I was excited to be able to offer our customers something really, really different. For me, an amazing collaboration and a great product comes out of two dual forces coming together and giving you chaos and beauty and amazing attention to detail, which is what we can deliver, and they deliver everyday wear. So it's super exciting. I get to drop off my kids at school and see everyone wearing this collaboration.
Well, I know the sweatshirt sold out. You've got all kinds of other items at Gap, which have been selling like hotcakes. There's that really cute jean jacket. It's like the jean jacket reinvented. But when you started to put this collaboration together, I would think that a little bit of something in the back of your head said, you know, is Gap's kind of yesteryear, isn't it? So, well, what got you to get over that in thinking, and then suddenly it's a huge hit?
To me, Gap is an iconic brand, much like Cult Gaia, and it stands the test of time. I still have pieces from when I was a kid. The leather back in the day was amazing, so we were excited to bring that back. And it's a pillar of American culture, and it was super exciting for us to be able to offer our design ethos to those everyday pieces. I just knew that our customers and their customers would absolutely love it. We beat our forecast by 400%.
Whoa.
And sold out of the collection, 80% sell through in the first 5 days. So it was very successful, and the highest trafficked day in the history of Gap's website.
Good for
I know.
you. Good. So you kind of have made Gap cool again. Listen, I go way back to the commercials where they'd say, fall into the Gap. I mean, I still have my Levi's from there back in the day. I never throw anything out when it comes to that stuff. But separate from Gap, you are cultish in a certain way because what's interesting about your products is that you actually have items and you make them in Los Angeles from dead stock fabric. Explain what that is, because people always think it's the energy or the oil industry that's the biggest polluter in the world, but it's actually the fashion industry. All this fast fashion, people wear it, throw it out, it goes in the landfill. You're doing something different.
Yeah, so that's how I actually started. I started Cult Gaia with flower crowns and turbans and making things out of fabric that existed here in downtown Los Angeles. And, you know, it's always been important for me. I think we're all making products, so it's hard to say that we are 100% sustainable at the end of the day, but everywhere we can, we do and we deliver.
Good for you. Good for you. And you've got a couple of brick and mortar stores. When do you see international expansion?
We are in St. Bart's. We have a brick and mortar store in St. Bart's, so that's our first international store. We had an extremely successful pop-up in Saint-Tropez 2 summers in a row. So we're, I'm looking at London next. We just launched our fragrance. So
Cute.
You can see
it.
super beautiful, artful, and this is an amazing way for us to reach our international customers, especially for the holidays, and give them a piece of us and our artistry.
Cult Gaia, and you look at Gap stock. I mean, I'm looking here. Year to date, it's up about 21%, and you've got to realize you're part of that. Good luck to you, Jasmine. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Liz.